Alright, chat. I have some more fun stuff for us to go through. I was looking at these a week ago, and I think now is a good time to go through them. I found some of the old Japanese trailers for a lot of the old games. So I thought, you know what? Why don't we go through them together, watch them, and reminisce over a game that we've all played way too much. Okay, let me make sure it's the right level. I have many things going right now. Alright. This is the Japanese trailer for Dark Souls 1. And no, I can't make it bigger because it would be under the text. God, this thing is like, what, 13 years old now? Oh no, not Blighttown. Wait, is that the Faith Lady? Oh, she doesn't sit there in the normal game, right? It must have been just for this trailer. Yeah, Tarkus being an edgelord. The edgelord move. Oh. It's a game named Dark Ring first. Yeah, in Asia they were going to call it Dark Ring, until From were told that in the Western side that wouldn't go down so well. Because we're dirty over here, right? We have dirty brains. I don't think it ever went through Dark Ring. I think it was just they were thinking about it. Sexy waifu. What an epic trailer, by the way. Dark Souls 1. I think there's a couple extra trailers here. I think the other one is the one that we've had. Can we bunk this up anymore? No? Okay, never mind. No, I can't. Wait. Did you see the dragon? Oh, they should have left him like that. They should have left him in that position. That would have been so much easier to kill. You see it? He's got his fucking head laying on the fucking balcony. Underneath. You could have just boop, 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 fucking killed his ass. They should have left him in that position and not let him fly to the other side. Although you wouldn't have got the sword, but you know. Only a Dark Souls game Could you watch players getting fucked up? And that's part of the trailer. We're like, fuck yeah, I can't wait to play this. Oh my god, I want to get slugged. Hell yeah. So exciting. Also, they show a lot of bosses in these trailers, don't they? You always look back at the trailers and you're like, damn, they showed us everything. Okay, I think this is one we're used to. The music is like instantly nostalgic.
Yes, indeed. The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north.
Pinwheeling too much screen time. I'm about to say, he is technically quite an important boss. He's just not a good boss.
This is your fate.
Your dog would be friends with Miyazaki. He likes to nip feet. I'm sure Miyazaki would improve. Ooh, look at the 2 FPS. That's when you got the hint of how it was going to actually run on Xbox. Yeah, there it is. That. Ooh. That was our first warning.
Well, what do we have here? You must be a new arrival.
Sen's fortress is an old proving grounds built by the ancient gods.
Very well. Now thou art a blade of the dark moon.
Don't even consider visiting Anor Londo. Not in your state.
Take for granted how smooth the new versions run. Yeah, we make fun of the remake, but it runs very well.
May the flames guide thee.
I think that's the last Dark Souls 1 trailer. Oh no, we have more. One more. One thing I do need to look for.
You have no eggs.
I've never seen this one before. Oh god. Don't matter. Britney Spears drama. I doubt any of you keep up Britney Spears, so I won't start. She's doing a lot at the moment. It runs a lot better in this trailer. But we also haven't seen any Blighttown yet. Jolly Corporation! Gank the Giant! Them showing PvP in a trailer? I thought the one and only time. Oh, look how sick it was. It's just a simple map. Cute, cute. Alright, we'll watch the Dark Souls 2 one. Tell you keep up a little bit. Brittany. Brittany's been saying that she's starting a jewelry company and showing off all this jewelry, but it kind of looks like all drop shipping made in China plastic stuff, and she's either completely delusional and thinks it's real, or she's scamming us. I think it's the first one, to be honest. I think Brittany's not quite aware of how bad the quality is, and she's acting like it's custom, and yeah. She lost it. She never had it. Brittany has not been mentally stable for 20 years at this point. Bless her. She's been through a lot. Her book is really interesting if you've not read it. Alright, Dark Souls 2. Let's watch these trailers.
Perhaps you've seen it. Maybe in a dream. A murky, forgotten land.
Oh, can you imagine if the game looked this good?
A place where souls may mend your ailing
We need a
mind.
Dark Souls 2 remake. I don't know how many times I say that in a week, but we need a Dark Souls 2 remake.
Long ago, in a walled-off land far to the north, a great king built a great kingdom. I believe they called it Drang Lake.
Cool. Yeah, I would say there's still some very good areas in Dark Souls 2. I just feel like it could look so much better if we were allowed to remake it. It should technically be the next one, right? We're doing them in order. Kind of. Kind of. What is this weird, like, what's it called? Thingy lens where you make it all go inwards. I don't see any camera nerds in here that know what I mean. I don't want to see that giant after it taking so long. Yeah, it was super sad. Kind of has that like feel to it. Maybe they thought it'd make it look better.
You'll go hollow instead. Become one of them.
Looks more moody.
Need the abyss.
Your wings will burn in anguish, time after time. For that is your fate. The fate of the cursed.
Didn't they say that different in the English one? Wasn't it just like, and that is your curse? Maybe I'm mad and I've forgotten. Alright, I think there is just one more. One more for Dark Souls 2. Another map. Oh, I would love to have the original like Dark Souls 2 or 1 on like floppy disk. Chat, if you ever see those, tell me, tell me. Another CGI trailer that made the game look terrible in comparison.
You are of the undead, forever without hope. Forever.
Is that area even in the game? No, right? Yeah, I was about to say that isn't in the game. That's just made CGI. Huh. It looks fucking cool. But yeah, I don't think that's an actual spot.
Forever without hope. Forever without light.
This was before the time where games weren't allowed to do this. Remember? There was like a big controversy and now they have to like say if it's not in game. Yeah, like our waifu does not look like that. Who's that cutie? That's not my maiden. He looks so cool. That's another area that's never put into the game, right? That would have been sick. Mask, dude. We do have that mask in game. I can't remember the name of it though. God, what an epic fucking trailer for a game. None of that was in the game. What an epic thing that never happened. I would have been sold. I can't lie. Alright, I found one Dark Souls 3 one that was Japanese. Yeah, the dragon looked amazing as well. Oh, Dark Souls 3.
But then there was fire. And with fire came disparity.
Can I have a look actually at the Dark Souls 2 Western trailers?
And cold. Life and death.
I think this one's gonna be all in game, right?
And of course, light and dark.
Coughing quietly in the corner. Deep Dawn trailer. Yeah, we'll have a look. I can't remember it, to be honest. Dark Souls. It got loud. Larian.
My feet are here firmly planted. I am a lord, and this is my throne.
We were listening to this OST a couple days ago. It's still so good.
Enough death to leave you broken, time after time.
Could this be what draws me to this strangely enticing darkness?
You remain among the accursed.
Oh no. Hey chat, still there. Oh, they showed invaders in the Dark Souls 3 trailer too. Someone just getting absolutely fucked up by Yorm. I love it. I like how in the trailer they didn't show off the Storm Ruler, by the way. I appreciate that. Alright, before we get into like Elden Ring and stuff, I want to see the Western trailer for Dark Souls 2. See if it's any different. I'm pretty sure it was the same, right?
You will die. That much is certain.
Oh, great. Do you hear that? Yeah, I'm going to turn it up. The first thing she says. Okay, it is slightly different. Slightly different.
You will die. That much is certain.
Thanks.
Death will define your journey. It will follow you, always close at hand. Your only true companion. And it will change you.
Intro cutscene? No, that's
You will be
different.
something less than human, but more than mortal. You will become dark. And once the darkness has consumed you, your journey.
I don't like that song. I don't think it fits. I don't know. I don't like it.
Beyond the scope of light.
Okay, I think this is the... Yeah, this is the European one.
Possibly awake.
Hopefully it doesn't have that song in it. Oh, this is the Scholar trailer. This is even better. Alright, last one and we'll go off to other stuff. Song was bad. It's actually a really famous song I forgot the name of. And if I post this on YouTube, it's definitely getting me copyright struck. I'm not going to embarrass myself and name the wrong old band, but it's one of the older bands. Mr. Prod would know straight away. He's better at that era than me.
One drowned in poison,
Fuck that dragon.
come with flame. Still another slumbers in the realm of light. Not one of them stood here
Aldia.
as you.
By the way, let me go back. Coming up. This bit. If you are slow walking towards a dragon that's about to breathe fire on your face thinking you can tank it with that shield, he is very wrong. You know what I mean? That's not gonna go well. I can't believe this is what From tell people to try. They're trolls themselves, I swear. Dark Souls 2. The remake, apparently, according to the people in my Twitter DMs. The remake that we already have that we don't need another one of. Alright, do you guys want to go on to Bloodborne, or do you want to see the other Dark Souls 3 trailers? I kind of want to watch at least the Ring City one. But if you want to watch more than that, then we have a load of Dark Souls 3 trailers. Bit more Dark Souls 3 and then some Bloodborne. That sound good, chat?
Ashen one, thy gift of flame has taken root. And
We should watch the Ashes of Ariandel one first. Wait. Sekiro? We can do Sekiro. I've actually got the making of Sekiro in my stuff for us to watch if you wanted. I don't dislike Sekiro just because I not finished it, chat. It's just not my favourite. And I got bored, okay? Don't judge me. I'm allowed to get bored in a game.
Unkindled one.
I should just play it offline without you guys, fuck it.
If you are like us, another forlorn soul.
Is that Gale?
No place to call your own.
It's not Gale. That's not Gale's voice. Whose voice is that? Wait. That's a different voice.
Unkindled one. If you are like us, another forlorn soul.
I'm not sure.
With no place to call your own.
The Pigeon Man. I'm not sure who you mean by Pigeon Man. Oh my god, he's whipping himself. Does he do that in game? He doesn't, right?
Then show my lady flame.
Oh, maybe it is Gale. I'm not sure, actually. Oh, the bird we can talk to. Maybe? He whips himself when you can't see him. Maybe we can hear it then? Sorry, I just to be an asshole for a second. I love how where is it? That's bad news. This one. I love how the only place they can show this spell doing well is in one of the first areas of the game. You know what I mean? Because we all know that this is not a good spell. They're like, see, it works on skeletons really well. It definitely has a use, I swear. And then you get triple rings, and that also doesn't do very well either. Lightning arrows, though. It was sexy. That's probably one of the best faith spells in this DLC. Oh, this show's nameless too. Oh, we just see the end, I see. Made it good in Elden Ring. They definitely made it better. Ashes of Ariandel. Cool. Alright, let's go to the Ring City. Shit spell marketing, yeah. They did make it exciting enough, you know? I need some excitement in my life.
Ashen one, thy gift of flame has taken root.
What was it, like 6 months between the DLCs? Something like that?
Gale will soon bring the pigment. Pigment. Colored like the dark soul of man.
Coffee.
The close of the age of fire.
The old hag. I love her.
The Ring City is said to be at world's end. Past this heap of rubbish, as far as one can go.
She got really far for a pilgrim, to be fair. No one gives her that credit. I like how she got to the beginning of the end of the world and she was like, you know what? I've gone far enough now. This is a nice view.
Mangled remnants from every age and
You kill her. How dare you? She has spin to win. So rude.
credence to the old rumors that the Ring City rests below it all.
Babies. Fucking door shields. It is such a good dragon. There's active people in Dark Souls 2? No way. There's no way you found a human playing that game. Alright, let's go for some Bloodborne and then we'll go on to Elden Ring. Bloodborne, cut you down trailer. Edgy. RIP Japan Studios. Deep down, yeah, we could. I just want to keep all the From stuff together, you know? They choose some really weird songs for the US side. This one's better choice though. What was that for? Do you see him? Dark Souls 2 has good water animations. It does for the time, for sure. It looks great for a game from, what, 2014? Although Scholar looks a lot better than the original, I will say. Bloodborne. Alright. One more and then we'll look at the one that Zura mentioned. Oh, this DLC at Blood Level 4 is going to be rough. Oh no. That'll be the next time we play Bloodborne, chat. By the way, if you haven't seen Mr. Prod's BL4 run, not to do some sneaky little ad push right here now, but we've been uploading them to the VOD channel. And if you haven't seen him fight Orphan of Kos already, you need to. All of it. You need to go for all of it like we did. You need to go through the whole fucking 12 hours, okay? You need to suffer through the whole 12 hours with us. And I'll be uploading all of those to the YouTube channel soon. So you should definitely catch up. The DLCs are going up this week, so you got a lot to catch up on. It's a good series. It was really fun. Oh, Ludwig. What a scary fucking boss when you first come across him. Never some of it, Zora. Yeah, I was I think 2, maybe 3 streams full of Kos. He was scary. She's not too bad though. You can just cheese her in the corner. The cheese kill. I don't think parrying is a cheese, personally. Not after 4 full days of it. But that's the Souls community. In a nutshell. I will do exactly the same. I'm going to have zero shame on it. I'm definitely going to learn to just parry his ass. And I'm not going to feel bad about it. Fuck Orphan of Kos. And his screaming. Oh, the screaming. Alright. This was Deep Down trailer. I don't remember this game at all, and there's probably a reason for that, right? Cheese because you pop into a loop? Yeah, you can do. But I suppose any parrying consistently is a loop, right? Lots of migraines from the screams. It was a lot of screaming, yeah. I turned down the game audio now for that game. Before we watch this, it's not like I don't... How do I phrase this? I wish the screaming in Bloodborne corresponded to the enemies actually doing attacks. And it does sometimes, but not all the time. Some things just scream all the time, right? And it doesn't correspond to attack. And I really like all like sound cues. So Bloodborne annoys me with that because I just want sound cues and not just like blood-curdling screaming all the time. But I've learned just to turn down the screaming now and enjoy the music. What was this game? ...2013 as well, so this was like a year before Dark Souls 2. But yeah, this is definitely before the time where you could do CGI mixed in with game stuff. I'd assume that's maybe in-game. Which game? This is the one that Zura kept mentioning in chat, Deep Down. I have no idea what this is. It was cancelled. Okay, I see. All they really showed is just fire. Oh, it was part of Capcom. I guess Capcom cancelled it. Capcom were like, nah, no one plays fucking shitty like Souls-likes. Why would we want that game? Oh, did they not know what was going to come with Dark Souls 3 and Bloodborne? If only they'd waited. Alright, let's get into some Elden Ring trailers. There are so many, and I did avoid a lot of these when the game came out. Because we didn't want spoilers. We know what they're like. I think this was our first announcement. Right? The E3 one. Yeah. This was the first one. Yeah, well, we all lost our shit because we saw George R.R. Martin. Craziness. Hey, Sesame, how we doing? Yeah, it's quite for me too. The audio sounds like it's in a fucking tub on the PlayStation channel. That's funny. Dun, 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 dun. I wonder if all the comments say that. Weird, it's just like weird in certain aspects. What about the Miyazaki interview? We went through it about an hour ago. There was the PlayStation 30th Anniversary Awards, and he was there. And he did a little interview. It was fun. This trailer sounds terrible. So Melania would be a potential pro tag. Yeah, I think that's just a lot of people's hope.
Make of thyselves that which he desires.
Sneezy's awake.
Be it a lord, be it a god. But should he fail to become aught,
Catch you in a bit, Zora.
ye will be forsaken, amounting only to sacrifices.
People making their own lore for the game. Yeah, people went crazy. Do, do.
Thy kind are all of a piece. Pillagers, emboldened by the flame of ambition.
Do, 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 do.
Champions, welcome. A celebration of war.
Festival. That's the Miyazaki interview if you missed it earlier. So good.
I pray that the guidance of grace abandons you.
Why accept the burden of their grace, or be fooled by the dogmatic ramblings of the fingers? Rise with us against the Erd tree.
Hyped for the dance sword. Yeah, they always look so cool.
We'd make good mates, I reckon.
Oh god. Oh, they showed this in the trailer? So many people don't realize you can do that.
I bid thee travel the path of the Lord, and once all is done, we shall see each other once more.
forth. Become Elden Lord.
And then we have a gameplay trailer showing the ending. Yeah, they show Rani's ending, which ended up being the most popular one too. Everyone went for that ending at first. We all Rani simps. Hey, Cookie12, how we doing?
The tarnished will soon return, guided by grace once lost.
Doing good, beautiful. And yeah, not too bad. We've just been nosing at FromSoftware trailers today. We're all the way up to Elden Ring already. Yeah, some were Rani simps and some were Frenzy Flame simps. How can you not enjoy the Frenzy Flame? What is this? They like changed the beat of the song. Oh, fuck those enemies. I just think of poorly translated now when I see Margaret.
They will fight, and they will die.
Yeah, just the fuck. Oh, so good. What a cool ass annoying dragon.
Is a champion or a lord to be born.
A lowly tarnished, playing as a lord. I command thee.
Discount of champions increase drop rate. I'm not sure, but I think what it does is it stops enemies despawning. It might do though, I'm not 100% party. But I think most people use it because enemies won't despawn. And then you just turn it off after.
Brandish the Elden Ring.
The edgiest of jumps that we can't do. We can't jump that high. We wish. Damn, 2 years ago. We're definitely due a new From game. In what? Maybe a year? It'll be about a year, maybe. Alright, let's do just a few more, and then maybe we'll go off and play some games. Demon Souls. Elden Ring DLC? Yeah, we can have a look at that one. There's so many of them, though. Is this the... Oh, this is the... Oh, gameplay. Gameplay works. Last year was AC6. Yeah, and I guess Shadow of the Erdtree, right? What was that year before? Armored Core might have been the year before. Mm. 2023, yeah, so that was last year, and then we had Shadow of the Erdtree this year, which I guess technically is a new game. God, this game's so pretty. So pretty. I think this is mainly just the tutorial area, isn't it? Yeah. Alright, watch a better trailer. This remake's so good, though. I'm so happy they remade it. The original's so dark. I remember seeing this trailer. What was it? The Game Award, maybe? We all lost our shit. God, this feels like ages ago too. We need like excuses to go back to play this game. There's a couple of PC mods now, but they're for the OG. So cool. People think we're getting the 6th Archstone. I know. I guess I would have gone against the idea of a remake, right? Because they would have been completely changing something. I wonder how the community would have felt if Bluestone had made that last one and made it themselves. You know what I mean? I wonder how the community would have taken that. I think some of them would have been real salty. Alright, let's watch one Shadow of the Erdtree trailer.
Peggy 16.
My loyal blade and champion of the festival. Both your deeds will ever be praised in song.
When you look back at trailers, you see how they like kind of hinted pretty early on who the final boss was going to be. Yep, that's happened a few times.
The mere sight of your blade sets my heart aflutter. All the more I yearn to crush it in my grasp.
Interpret the Nicholas Horn to you. Yeah, and also talking about the festival is kind of a big hint that it's Radahn, right? You know? It's a pretty good hint. Love this boss, he's so much fun. What a brutal cutscene.
The fog that vexed my aging faculties has been lifted, and follies better left forgotten haunt me once again.
She's so cool. It's not much armor that we get that actually like is made for females, and that one looks so good on us and her.
This battle could not be more fitting. For the birth of a new god. And the
Bale.
reign of the Lord.
Lana deserves a cutscene. Yeah, probably. Ballsy, just sitting there tanking it all.
Promise me you'll be my consort.
Beautiful. I think give it a couple months and the community will go back to it again. Everyone's just kind of overwhelmed at the moment. All right, last game, right? Trying to think now. Let's watch official trailer. God, this is like 5 years ago. Time goes too fast now, chat.
Your hunger may beget a fine shinobi. I expected no less from you, my boy. Sir.
Owl. The Chad.
Listen, Wolf. You must never forget the Iron Code. Defend your master with your life. If he is taken, bring him back at any cost.
Interesting song choice. Yeah, they always pick weird songs for the Western videos. The OSTs are good enough. Just play those. Does From own the Sekiro IP? No, I don't think so. I think it's Activision.
I've come for you. So the noble shinobi stands in our way.
Did they show the revive in the trailer? Yeah, they got it right. Yeah, there it is. So to finish Sekiro? Yeah, me too. There's no boss that's a surprise at this point, but... we do need to go through. Fucking edgy ass trailer. Rise from every fall. Weird song choice again. That's the only thing we have to say about like the Western ones. We're like, huh, weird song choice. But the trailer was awesome. All right, I think that's it for the From trailers. Unless we really want to start going fucking stories and all that good stuff. But I just wanted to go through a couple with you. I thought that'd be something fun we could do while we're chilling and just chatting. The question is now, what do we want to do? I don't think we need to go and play Dark Souls. Do you guys want to watch these with me? These are the we'll only watch a few of them. Let's watch a smaller one. Let's watch the interviews about Elden Ring. And then if you guys enjoy that, then maybe like the beginning of tomorrow's stream, we'll go through all of these, which is like the makings of for Dark Souls 1 and 2. So let's do the Elden Ring interview. See how that is.
I'm Zoe Dillahunty-Light, and I have a feast, nay, a banquet for you today, as we at Eurogamer got an exclusive interview with Hidetaka.
I don't want to hear your voice.
Let's get started with the interview, shall
Sorry.
we? If you're wondering, Miyazaki confirmed to us that Game of Thrones author George R.R. Martin has not provided fresh material. As for George's involvement, essentially it is the same as it was with the base game, said Miyazaki.
Oh, for the DLC.
The DLC, Shadow of the Erdtree, is based on one part of that original mythos that he penned for us. It's not a...
Before we watch this one, there must be a normal, like, original Elden Ring interview, right? And not DLC. We can go back to that one. Yeah, that's definitely Elden Ring interview. see. That's a super interesting video, actually. Let's put that one on.
When you met him, were you a bit nervous?
I don't know if you guys have seen this one.
Really nervous. And I looked at, so the job came in and they went, and again, in my first ever game, I've never done one before. And a note came.
This
from
is
my
why the
voice
voices are so
agent
good, in my
saying,
opinion.
They want to see you, Liquid Violet, want to see you for this game. It's Hidetaki Miyazaki's game. And I went, what? What? I went, is it Elden Ring? And because of course, and this was January 2020.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, and so then I went in.
Do you find that interesting? A person who has never done voice acting before, but still knows what Elden Ring is and Miyazaki and is like that excited at his age. I think that's really interesting. Elden Ring has gone, or like Souls games have gone like so much past just being like this weird niche game now. When like even actors get so excited, just the idea of like working on one of their games. I think that's crazy.
To Liquid Violet, this is before COVID, and then did a little, voice testy thing, and then got it 2 weeks later, and then I think a week after that, Miyazaki-san was over and we were recording. So I of course went in and
crazy,
said hello, told him via his interpreter that I was a big fan of the games. Said hello.
While we're doing that, I'm going to find a trailer on the side.
Although Sekiro, too hard. Sorry, mate. I'm sorry.
How does he respond to that?
He laughed.
He did, yeah.
I just went, no, I'm sorry, mate.
That's fantastic. So, yeah, continue, please.
Yeah, so I was.
We have the George R. Martin trailer. Interview, sorry.
I consider the greatest game director from going ever, and to suddenly be working with him was.
Nikki the Worm, thank you for the raid.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. Hope you had a good stream. We're just chilling out today, watching some Elden Ring goodies and FromSoft goodies.
Just to work with him and,
But thank you again, I appreciate it.
He came to London to do the.
He came.
To
oh my God, Miyazaki was in the UK.
The recording studio.
Wow, so you had 4 different
excitement
designers in the room, muting you.
Yeah.
And, oh goodness me, the pressure.
Yeah, well, that's
how you
what
do
I
it.
mean. There was Hideki Miyazaki, and then there was his team, and then there was there was Adam, who was in there with them, being the go-between. But I was in the recording booth, and then the engineer plus the game designers, and Miyazaki-san was in the game the room with them. Yes,
yeah.
I think I managed to speak a couple of words in Japanese to him.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow. That would have been too scary for me. I would have fucked it up.
Politeness and respect. But no, I don't. And he was lovely, really. I think that's true of every single job I've ever done in the gaming world.
The translator was amazing. Would just say to Adam, "This is what Miyazaki wants," and then Adam would, just kind of say to me, exactly what Miyazaki has said. And
the guy that plays Blythe couldn't get a non-blurry camera.
And then when you're in the flow of it,
which I can't say, but my camera's also terrible.
Once you've got that voice and the character, it's great. It's really, it's just great fun.
So have you heard from other Elden Ring actors what it was like working with Miyazaki?
Our queen.
Oh, they all rave. They all rave on.
It's the sound engineer who I was doing it with was like, in breaking into sweats every 10 minutes. I was like, how are you still like reacting like this?
I would be
what
would you guys be like in a room with Miyazaki?
And I was interested.
I don't know what
how
I would
much
do.
Miyazaki referred back to my audition when I was in the sound booth when I got recording. He'd listened to like
interview with Blythe about how many people were horny for the character. Yeah, I have seen it. It's so funny.
In the audition where you made a noise.
The guy that did Astarion for Baldur's Gate has one of those too.
And I would be like,
people went wild for that character.
Spain,
wow. Yeah.
Really. So from then on, I was like, okay, this guy is a master for detail, and I love to work in a lot of detail. But of course, it's all translated. So he's with his whole office in Tokyo. It's like 3 a.m. their time. He says something, it's translated, it then comes through to my director, who then basically translates it into actory talk, and then comes through to me and the sound engineer. And we're talking like nearly every word is discussed.
So much detail.
And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And the engineer would be like, I'm so sorry, like this is intense. And I was like, I've never been happier. Like I've never been.
Isn't that crazy that I'm assuming they do that for every single translation, right? So how many translations we got? Is it just English and Japanese, or do we have more for Elden Ring? I feel like we have a few more. But they would do that for each language, which is crazy. So much detail.
You're loving it. You're soaking it up. Yeah.
Yes. So it's really detailed working with him. And his whole team, there were like 12 people in Tokyo on the Zoom into the booth.
That's intimidating.
It was amazing. And then writers, like...
That's scary, having them all watch you.
Went along. And yeah, I honestly was like, this is the coolest experience ever.
And did you feel that pressure at all? Or did you ease into it pretty quickly?
No, I felt a pressure of...
I would feel the
this is
pressure.
his baby. Like, I found out he'd been working
I don't know how I
for
feel
over
about
10
that.
years. And I was like, okay, so I'm working with a visionary. I have to just serve him. Like, I have no ego in this whatsoever. I just want to do the best thing possible.
It's like the most
This
artsy
man
reply. I
who's
love it.
Imagined, and all these creators and everything. And I also thought the character was really cool.
Probably
like,
Fane.
Lexi
Yeah, I feel like the idea of like 12 FromSoftware executives and Miyazaki watching you on a Zoom call, and it's 3 a.m. for them, and they're wanting you to get word for word perfect. I would feel the pressure. But I'm also not very good with pressure, so maybe I'm not the one to judge. But I would feel the pressure.
All I had to,
to get it
was
right.
just a little sort of sketchy picture of her.
Did you get a chance? Did Miyazaki?
Oh God, Gary,
call in for you for Elden Ring or for Dark Souls? The creator of those games.
I'm not sure whether he was there. There was one.
I love how everyone else is like, I knew his aura, I knew Miyazaki was in the room, but this guy's like, I don't know. There was just loads of like Asian guys.
When I was doing Dark Souls in a studio, and all the Japanese.
Wait, you've done other Souls games and you don't know if Miyazaki was there?
Were there?
That's probably him. Yeah.
Yes, and there was one who spoke English, but I felt God, I better make this work. And I remember I sort of slightly.
What did he do for Dark Souls?
I had to do a lot of dying. Oh, and I couldn't stop myself, but it just happened. I made the sounds more and more samurai as I went on. So
what do you mean?
What? Yeah, I'm about to say no. You should kill us.
So it was much more like sort of something from Ran,
All right, chat. I have Googled. No cheating. No cheating. I've Googled what Dark Souls 3 character he does, and my only hint to you is it's DLC related. Who do you think he played in Dark Souls 3 by listening to his voice?
Kurosawa.
Yeah, it's a great movie. Yeah.
And
I won't say until a couple people
I didn't
guess.
mean to. It just happened. Yeah, it was just one of those things that you do. It was probably.
Did he
nerves as
do
much
other Dark Souls or just?
So you still do get nervous?
Just Elden Ring and Dark Souls 3.
Oh, only then actually. I think.
Flail Dude or
It
Bird
was
Dude?
quite,
Bird Dude would be
It
funny.
was quite intimidating, but they all.
Looks like he
went-
just did Elden Ring and Dark Souls 3.
It-
But yeah,
it-
he
it's-
was
I worked with a
he was
director
Gale.
Who was a well-known. He was.
He
a
was
genius, but he was
Gale.
a bit of a bully. And
What a Chad.
if he went at the end of a scene, you felt $1 million
From do very much enjoy the British actors.
because you knew that he liked what you did.
They can't help themselves.
Otherwise, he just
But yeah, he's Gale. That's awesome.
tear a strip off you. There was a kind
You
of
should have to see what
inscrutability,
else
but
he's
it
done
was,
in his
I think
years.
I think I did something right. Yeah.
Because obviously you're not a big gamer, and you wouldn't have known Miyazaki-san's work. He's like royalty in gaming. in
Or
a
like
way.
TV stuff
So
other
you
than
probably
Elden
didn't
Ring.
feel the pressure, right?
No, and I think maybe that's for the best. I mean,
He
you
was
do
in the
feel
bill in the
pressure
UK.
anyway, because as an actor,
That means
I
nothing to you
think
guys.
We always do.
Yeah.
But maybe, yeah. I think. I mean, obviously, I felt pressure because
Ah,
cool.
chat. Boxer is Withers in Baldur's Gate 3 and His Majesty. He's Withers. Oh my god. This guy's done some great voice lines. That's so good.
You know, you can sense that he's a very important person. And
I also love His
that he's
Majesty
very
as well.
invested and very
So good.
involved. But in a way, maybe not knowing much about the world is helpful. because
Gale,
then
Gowrie, and Withers.
kind of
So
just
good.
focusing on what you have to
I
do.
love
You're,
that.
you're just a cog in a big machine.
Sorry, Fear, I didn't
but
listen to none of your
it's
shit.
fine.
My
So
bad.
were you nervous heading to that booth on day one? Day one, I was
Oh,
a little bit.
Buck.
But
Just
then
seems
when you meet
Oh,
everyone,
Buck doesn't turn his phone off.
You sort of on the Zoom call, because obviously they were all in Japan, and there must have been about 50.
It's interesting how the bigger roles, Miyazaki like would fly them in or fly to them, or ones that he, I guess, chose were important, and then other people they didn't do that.
Of them all looking
I wonder if it
at
was
me,
just like perfect
and then
timing,
I think
or if they did have
the
specific roles they wanted to
translator for
be
my
extra careful on.
sessions was based in the US, translating the Japanese, and then he was obviously then talking to our director in the UK, who was also remote.
Do you know if Miyazaki was there with you?
Miyazaki was there, yeah. And again, because I don't know this world, I didn't really know much
He's
about.
literally like, you know, Chris Nolan, Quentin Tarantino of the gaming world.
Yeah,
But that would have helped. I think that would have helped.
Yeah, because I think if I knew who he was,
I like the idea
and,
of calling
you know,
him
I
Quentin
would have
Tarantino of the gaming world. That's so
I would
edgy.
have been a lot more nervous. But I was really relaxed from that point on, because luckily they turn the Zoom, or you don't actually see everyone for the whole session, but you can hear them. But I loved that, the experience of sort of, and we were changing like lines as we went, because, you know, they were obviously written in Japanese and then translated. So some of it didn't quite make sense. And especially with me, I wanted to make him as Cornish as possible. And so there were some lines even that I was like, you wouldn't say it like that.
He'd written this game, and
Hey.
the Japanese guy whose name I'm not even going to try. and
Miyazaki,
Yeah, Miyazaki is the sort of, you know, Spielberg of games making kind of dude. You know, he's
He
up
knows.
there.
He gets it.
You go, okay, well, this is clearly going to be pretty huge.
Yeah.
Otherwise, why would these guys be involved in it? You know what? So we all knew we were working on something big and something special. But of course, at
Who's
that
after
time,
this?
at that moment, we weren't being able to
Malekith.
see any of the visuals at all. It was
And then
just,
red card. Cool.
you know, like I said, like hand-drawn images of what the characters sort of look like. A bit.
Miyazaki, isn't it?
Yeah, Miyazaki, yep.
Miyazaki was sort of, what was different was that he was on...
It was like all
like a
British
Zoom call
actors
like
this time round, right?
So he was in the room with us, if you like.
Yeah.
I mean, usually what happens with the auditions is they have a representative from the company. So there's usually someone over from Japan, but it's
Yep.
not usually him.
Not the director, yeah.
Yeah, but he was there this time and could direct you during the audition, if you like.
So he must have gone to
Um,
London specifically for the
so that
audition
was
side of it,
great.
and that's when some of them
So,
must have met him.
You really, you could really, sometimes you're second guessing, even if someone's a very good middleman passing on what Miyazaki might want, it's much better coming from him. And then
Yeah.
you can try and give him what he wants, a direct line, so to speak. And yeah, and I knew the guy who was the English voice director. He was I've worked on lots of games with him.
Yeah.
And he was great. And yeah, it's a very friendly atmosphere.
There's like a whole or a couple of
Voice world
companies, right? And
generally.
all they do is translate games.
Computer games, radio.
It's another side of gaming that we never think about.
Ads, whatever. It's a very friendly atmosphere usually. People aren't worried about things that they are worried about when they do telly. They're not worried
Less
about how they look.
egos.
Less egos. They're not worried about how they look. They don't have to look their best. They don't have to learn the lines. You know, it's all there on a screen for you. It's all about you just acting the lines, and yeah, there's less ego there.
But man, and so do you remember if Miyazaki came in? Do you remember and there being a translator for your work?
there was about
Who is
4
this guy?
Japanese people there. I'm not sure whether he was one of them. I hope he was.
Yeah, I
if
think he was.
because they were kind of.
I like recognize
they were
his
very
face.
I mean, I've worked in Japan before, so I kind of know the Japanese a little bit, and they're kind of like. I like the fact that they're kind of, they're quite happy to. They're not. It's probably a bit of a generalization, but they're kind of, they're on their heels.
This guy does a lot of
Kind
TV,
like
like
very
Pennyworth,
kind of
Victoria.
Like there was no kind of, whenever that they wanted something, they would do it through the director. So I never really heard them. It was they were always very well. They never pushed their agenda at all. They were very respectful of what Dan was doing with me in the first place.
I'd love to know FromWise,
So it's kind of
like how they pick voice
and then
actors, because they never pick voice actors that have done gaming
They were
before.
having a little conflab in.
You know what I mean? They always pick
in the whatever you call it, where they twist the knobs.
like really random people. Like, they always sound great, but it's just interesting.
So yeah, they were very, and they kept themselves. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think this guy did
it
other games.
I met them. Yeah, I did. I think we just did we didn't shake hands and stuff. I did a kind of thing like that. Here I am.
Yeah.
Like that.
Well, it would have been only one session for you.
I think that I'm not sure whether there was 1 or 2.
Okay. There might have been
so
2.
long.
Yeah. There might have been.
But there
2.
was also they did the kind of thing of while you're here, could you also give us a few?
Yeah, he's the miner.
I would like you to die.
Yeah, he's the miners that we kill. So those noises are him too. That's funny.
Yeah, that sword is going through your gut there. Can you give us that kind of reaction to that? And this one's going through the center of your head. Could you give us a sound for that? This one is taking off your leg. So I spent half an hour doing this. Doing is what killed me more
grunts.
Than anything else, actually. Sound-wise, voice-wise.
The effort
was trying to do as many death cries as
That's funny
for them, because obviously there's a lot of deaths, isn't there? There's an awful lot of people being.
Yeah, I did see he was the miner. All right, let's do the George R.R. Martin one, and then I'm done. Into the DLC voice actors. Some of them were in there, but not all of them. It started with DLC.
Part of developing a video game, and it seems to me like it's sort of a natural fit for a fantasy fiction writer to work on a video game.
God, this was so long ago.
Different from what we know you for working on.
Well, it actually is considerably different. I've played some video games. I'm not a big video gamer, but the game is called The Elden Ring, and it's a sequel to a video game that came out a few years ago called Dark Souls, and it came out of Japan. My work on it was actually done years ago.
Who Fears Death TV adaptation? Huh? What the fuck is that? Who Fears Death TV show. Post-apocalyptic sci-fi drama series in development of HBO based on a world fantasy novel. And George R.R. Martin is the exclusive director. Interesting.
Games, they're like movies. They take a long time to develop. Basically, they wanted a world created to set the game in. They wanted world building as a big
I didn't realize he
factor
did that.
in fantasy and science fiction. You're not only talking about the characters and the plot, but the setting is almost as important as everything else. Tolkien's Middle Earth.
This was promotion for like 2 things he was doing at the time.
The foundation.
He's a busy bee.
Universe of Isaac Asimov. I worked up, fairly detailed background for them, and then they took it from there. So it's been several years since I've last seen them, but they would come in periodically and show me some monsters they designed or the latest special effects or the cool things. But the game has been very slowly developing, and now it's coming out in January, I believe. So I'll be as excited as anybody else to see it.
So the Game of Thrones finale aired 2 years ago.
And he's done talking about Elden Ring. We had a whole second, all right? A whole second before he was done. We got a little bit of excitement from him. All right. I think for now, though, we will leave it there. I have, maybe in a couple days, we'll go through these. I'll see if I can find some more, because I only had a little look. But these are like the makings of like Dark Souls 1 and 2. So chat, if you find a making of Dark Souls 3 or like Bloodborne, then let me know. Pop them in the Discord, and we will go through these on another day and spend a full stream chilling out. My command will work eventually. But all right, we'll leave it there for now. We'll just do a nice chill one. Thank you all for hanging out for a little bit. I very much appreciate it. Tomorrow we will come back and we will carry on with some Dark Souls 2. We need to get through that randomizer. So we'll do more of that. We'll try to get more of the randomizer done. And fingers crossed we can get through a few more bosses, because we might need to redo or like rerun the randomizer. But we'll see. But thank you all for hanging out for a little bit. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And I'll try and be live a bit earlier tomorrow. So I'll see you guys like 2 p.m. UK time. All right. Thank you again, guys. Catch you in a bit. Bye.